In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use the Trusscore Material Takeoff worksheet. But before we begin, I want to mention that although this worksheet does have a walkthrough and tips on how to estimate here on the first page, it's not actually designed to fully educate on how to estimate Trusscore. So it's highly recommended that you watch our estimating series videos first on our design and estimating page on Trusscore.com. With that said, let's get started. The first step is to select a single wall or ceiling, separate it into sections, and measure. After you select a wall or ceiling, it's best to draw out your design in the space provided so you have a visual representation of the space you're transforming. You can see my crude drawing here. And don't worry if your drawing isn't 100% accurate or to scale. The main point is to have your wall or ceiling broken down into sections with measurements. And you can see that I've done that here. So let's move over to our table and start filling in some information. For the product column, you're going to need to know what type of product you're using, the color, and the orientation of the panels. In this case, I've chosen gray wall and ceiling board installed vertically for section 1 and white slat wall for section 2. And there's no need to indicate panel orientation here for slat wall since it's always installed horizontally. And I've gone ahead and entered the measurements for length and height, converting to inches as needed. And remember, whenever you install panels vertically, convert the section length to inches, and whenever installing horizontally, convert the section height to inches. The next step is to figure out how many panels we need per section and the length we need for those panels. I calculated the values you see here by dividing our converted measurements in inches by the width and height of the associated panels. In this case, dividing by 16 inches for wall and ceiling board and 6 inches for slat wall. From there, it's a matter of choosing the best length of panel to minimize waste or to cover the length of your section if your measurement is longer than the maximum panel length available. For wall and ceiling board, there are several lengths to choose from, but slat wall is only ever 8 feet long. Our last step is to determine what trim we need and the amount of trim by calculating the perimeter of each section. It's important to note here that no trim is actually required between the slat wall and wall and ceiling board section here, as they integrate seamlessly with each other. We will, however, use 1/2-inch J trim to frame out the wall and ceiling board section and 3/4-inch J trim to frame out the slat wall section. And make sure to also indicate the color of trim here too, that'll match the panels that you're framing. We'll also use an H-channel snap-in trim to transition the slat wall panel lengths, and finally, we'll use a slat wall top cap to finish the top of the slat wall section. So, measure the perimeter of each section to calculate the length of trim required. And make sure to include any openings like windows or doors that will require trim around the perimeter. I've gone ahead and entered the perimeter measurements here in the table and then divided each value by the length of trim to determine the trim quantity, keeping in mind that all trims are 10 feet except slat wall top cap, which is 8 feet. And make sure to always round up with your calculations to ensure you have enough trim. Now that you know how many panels you need, the length of panels, and the trim needed, you can add everything up to get your final material list. Review your walls and ceilings section by section and add together the panels and trims of the same type, color, and length, and enter your final totals down here in the product summary section. Through the magic of video, I've gone ahead and added 2 more walls and a ceiling, and the associated materials over here in the corresponding tables. So adding everything up, you can see our full material list down here in the product summary. And that's it. You've estimated the material you need and have a full Trusscore material list to complete your project. Thanks for watching.